Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my show, The Voice from IACA, that is the International Anti-Corruption Academy of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. Salam Malaysia Madani, Salam Reformasi, and all the best to you guys, Malaysians. The election has been nomination day as of today and has been closed. And today I'll talk more about politics based on a statement by the then Dean of the International Anti-Corruption Academy by the name of Mr. Martin Kreutner. Okay, he was the Dean of the International Anti-Corruption Academy, Vienna, from 2013 and 2014, whereby I was a master's student at the state prestigious university or rather institution. What has he got to say about corruption? Generally, he says corruption is trendy. Corruption is sexy. It's trendy, it's sexy to talk about corruption. Everybody is interested. You make everybody's ears listen with full of attention, and they lend you their ears totally without compromise, and they digest it. Although in the Malaysian society, some of them digest it without brains, the so-called Walaon as well as the Seluang, okay, in the Malaysian society. However, my talk is based on scholarly research. My talk is based on intellectual discourse and maybe an interest to academicians in the anti-corruption field, because my talk involves the public sector, the business sector, as well as the civil society, whereby NGOs and other pressure groups are also involved. Okay. Now, Mr. Martin Kreutner, before he was appointed as the Dean of the International Anti-Corruption Academy, he was the Director for BAC, in other words, Bureau Anti-Corruption Bureau of Austria. He was the director for a good number of years, but unfortunately he was relieved of his position due to allegations of corruption, due to remarks, wayward talk, rumors about him involved in corruption, and so he was relieved of his post there, and he was appointed the Dean of IACA, Vienna. His place was replaced by a new director by the name of Anders Wisselheiler, who studied together with me for my master's at Vienna. Look at the effectiveness of corruption to bring down the director of the Anti-Corruption Bureau. He was in fact discussing about this so-called modern day phenomena which appears almost every day in Malaysian life, about corruption in the social media. Every Tom, Dick and Harry seems to have an opinion about corruption view on corruption. They listen to all this hearsay. They are not evidence-based. They are not based on facts and figures, but they are based on just hearsay, rumors, which are unfounded, which are baseless. However, in the present election, which will be held on the 12th of August, I sincerely believe, I'm inclined to believe that Pakatan Harapan, headed by its president PMX, will do very well indeed, will do excellently. You know why? There is not a single allegation or remarks of corruption by the Pakatan Harapan leadership. They are clean, they are men of integrity. Say whatever you want. PKR, DAP, Amanah, there's not a single taint of corruption on them as such. Their political opponents can never say much about incriminating them on corruption because there's nothing to incriminate. They are clean, they are of integrity, they are ethical, they are transparent in whatever they do. They are competent people. Okay. However, prior to PMX, sad to say, a few of the prime ministers have been tainted badly with corruption issues. According to Forbes, and not according to me, ladies and gentlemen, a decade ago, the sons of the Prime Minister then is one of the richest billionaires, 10 richest men in the Malaysian economy. Is that a coincidence? But there are many facts and figures, there's evidence-based by Forbes magazine that corruption did occur to make that particular person a billionaire. One of the 10 richest in Malaysia, 10. Okay, 10, a decade ago. And the other prime ministers also, one prime minister is resting behind bars due to corruption. Another is being tried for corruption. However, bear that in mind that the Harapan leaders, that is comprising of PKR, DAP as well as Amanah, they are all clean. They are men of integrity. They can walk tall in the present elections because there's nothing to fear. Okay? And Abang Mat of Amanah always talks about the CPI, which I will be coming back later in my talks about corruption. During Abang Mat's reign as one of the ministers, that is, he's being the defense minister, our CPI improved very much. If I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong, our score was 52, above average. A very good score indeed, excellent. And our CPI rating among the Other countries was 51. And now, last year that is, it went down very badly. It reflects badly on the Malaysian economy. However, ladies and gentlemen, bear in mind that the economies of Selangor, Penang, as well as Negeri Sembilan, all under the leadership and all under able stewardship, captained by leaders of the Harapan government, Pakatan Harapan government, and they are doing very well indeed. Selangor, for instance, the IT capital of Cyberjaya is the headquarters of Elon Musk, one of the richest businessmen of US and the founder of Tesla, SpaceX, as well as Starlink. He's here. And he has invested billions of dollars, US dollars in Cyberjaya, and he will be coming in by this year. Besides that, Richard Lee, the richest businessman in Hong Kong, G. Lee of China, India, Philippines, and so forth and so on, Turkey, Brunei, they all shown tremendous interest in the PH government and are potential candidates for investing into Malaysia, making Malaysia a much more harmonious, prosperous, developed nation as it has been during the early days of our Merdeka, our independence. Okay? In Hong Kong, way back in the early 70s, it was rampant with corruption. Okay? As there's a famous saying in Hong Kong about corruption. You either get on the bus, that is, you play along with corruption, with other corrupt players, corrupt actors, or else you run along the bus, that is, you don't get involved in corruption, but you tolerate, you accept corruption as part and parcel of your life in Hong Kong. Or finally, don't stand in front of the bus, you will get run over, get knocked down and you die. That was what happened in Hong Kong in the early 70s before ICAC was formed. ICAC is the Independent Commission Against Corruption. They indeed did a very wise, bold decision in fighting corruption, and now, according to research which was published by the Humboldt-Vladiana Institute of Governance, 7 out of 10 citizens of Hong Kong are willing to report corruption. Indeed, a very good move, a quantum leap into the world of anti-corruption. Okay? So now, under PMX, he is always stressed over and over again against corruption, against cronyism, against nepotism. Or in the Malay, in the Indonesian version, KKN, korupsi, kronisme, as well as nepotism. Okay, and I wish him the very best in all his endeavors, and I am very, very sure that he will succeed being an idealistic man, whereby foreign investors are coming in to uplift the welfare of Malaysians, to give the educated Malaysians a decent living, a decent life, to progress forward, good standard of living, along with other developed countries. And I know he will succeed. But please sympathize, please support his every move in achieving his goals, which is not for him, for the Malaysians, for the rakyat. Okay? So, please lend him a helping hand so that he will bring up Malaysia. Okay? Okay. And now I'll read you a few phrases about corruption in Malaysia, which is regarded as a corruption syndrome having oligarchs and clans. This is what Johnson has to say about corruption in Malaysia. Okay, page, you type Johnson, 2005, because this book was written then, 2005. Page, let me see, 137. What has he got to say? Oligarchs exploit the state much more effectively than the state exploits them. What does this mean? The business community, the rich tycoons, the affluent, the wealthy businessmen, they are aligned with the top-notch politicians to exploit the state. That's where the term kleptocracy comes into play. What is kleptocracy, ladies and gentlemen? We have already talked so much on kleptocracy. Simple. Just 3 words. What is kleptocracy? It's ruled by looters. Or in other words, pemerintahan pihak penyakau, thieves, robbers, the hyenas group which have no shame in robbing, in stealing, in being thieves. Yet, they are kissed on the hand upon being greeted by their supporters. Why? Because Malaysia is a feudal society. Its corruption here is endemic, systemic. Money is everything, especially to the poor. And according to the CPI, if you are poor, if you are a beggar, you are a destitute society, there will be no improvement in your corruption perception index, because the basic needs of the people, that is food, shelter, clothing, is already not there. So how can you progress in your CPI? How can you be a society of integrity whereby the poor, the downtrodden are already on the streets begging for food, scavenging for the leftovers? So you can really can't do much if the society is poor. And I say, please abolish or try your level best to eradicate absolute poverty, or in bahasa Malaysia, kemiskinan tegar. Because in the dasar ekonomi baru, the new economic plan is already there. So I wish PMX the best in his endeavors, in his quest to eradicate absolute poverty among Malaysians. What has Johnson have to say again about this? Presidential cronies do very well indeed. In Malaysia, it's the Prime Minister's cronies. They are the actual beneficiaries. So, in other words, the Prime Minister before PMX, whereby I believe PMX is still full of integrity, full of cleanliness, transparency, ethics, and is not tainted at all about corruption. The opposition has nothing to say about corruption as far as PMX is concerned, because there's nothing to say. But sad to say, the former administrations by the former prime ministers is tainted, full of corruption. Okay, and some of them are standing trial, and some of them are behind bars. Okay, but PMX stands tall. He's walking tall, walking proudly, with the huge responsibility, huge burden to bring down absolute poverty. Okay. Who are these cronies? These cronies, they go on rent seeking. Alibaba, they get huge contracts through the back door and then pass them on to cronies, whereby, of course, they get a cut, they get a percentage, they get a share of the ill-gotten gains, of the illegitimate income, money, of the illegal funds which has been channeled back to them. Ladies and gentlemen, this phenomena doesn't only happen in Malaysia. It's a phenomena among oligarchs and clans including India, Thailand, Philippines, Turkey. It happens there as well, because Johnson has already given evidence, facts and figures to back his claims. Okay, so that's about it. The games have already begun, and I wish PMX and his able, capable leadership a very big success in the coming elections, whereby I believe they will succeed because of integrity, because of a clean cabinet. Thank you very much, and I call it a day. Have a great day, good night, and please do your level best to bring down the level of corruption, bribery, theft, embezzlement, criminal breach of trust, cheating in Malaysian society. Good night and have a great day ahead. Thank you.